Hello everybody, it's Randy with Rashley's BBQ, and today we're going to be doing a brisket. This is prime brisket from Bob Stark's Meat Shop, our local meat shop. Good folks over there. If y'all are local, go check out Benny and tell him Randy sent you. I've already trimmed the brisket down to about 1/4 inch of fat on it. On the other side, if you're familiar with brisket, there's usually a hard knot of fat right in here. We've already trimmed that out. Today we're going to be going kind of old school Texas style, salt, pepper, garlic. Suckle Buster's brand. It already has a mix of salt, pepper, garlic. So we're just going to hit it with that on both sides. We're going to cook this probably tomorrow, but we're going to go ahead and get it seasoned up. I'll wrap it in some of the plastic wrap, and we'll let it just sit in the refrigerator and get happy overnight with the seasoning. So let's get that done. I like this Suckle Buster's mix because the salt and the garlic granules and the pepper are all larger granules. It's not really powdered. It's large granules, so it gives some texture to the outside of the meat also. We're not going to pre-rub it with mustard. We're just going to hit it with the salt, pepper, garlic and let it sit in the refrigerator. Some moisture will come out. We'll probably put another layer on before we cook it. Let me finish this up and get it wrapped, and I'll show it to you before we throw it in the refrigerator. So here it is. We got a pretty good layer of seasoning on it. It's sticking pretty well. It's the Suckle Buster's SPG, salt, pepper, garlic. All right, there it is with a nice layer of cling wrap on it. I'm just going to lay it on a pan and take it out to the fridge. We'll come back tomorrow after it's had some time to sit in the refrigerator and get happy. We'll get a fire started. We're going to cook this on the new Goodwin Heritage Oven. It'll be our second brisket cook on that, but this will be the first cook that I'm going to film from start to finish, so y'all get a good look at cooking on the Heritage Oven. We'll be back. Hey everybody, Randy with Rashley's BBQ, and we're back this morning. Brisket's been in the refrigerator for a day and a half. It's early morning. I'm looking at my wrist like I have a watch on. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning. We're going to get this fire started and get this brisket cook underway. Again, this is a prime grade brisket from Bob Stark's Meat Shop here in McAllen, Texas. They're really good folks over there, and they give me a really good deal on the meat. Give everybody a really good deal on the meat, so check them out if you're local. Let me get started. It's a bit humid and hot here, so don't mind the sweat dripping off my nose. We're going to get started and show you all this brisket cook. We'll be back. I'm going to put a 2 to 3 inch layer of lump in the bottom and get that lit. With these little wax fire starters. I hate that I'm out of those. I guess a trip to the local hardware store is in order next. Or maybe over to South Texas Outdoor Kitchens. Just kind of nestle them down in the charcoal. Get some charcoal all around them. All right, we'll let those go about 7 to 10 minutes. And then we'll come back and add another layer. We'll go ahead and fill it up as full as we're going to fill it with charcoal, and let the second layer start for 7-10 minutes, and then we'll be ready to get started cooking. Hey, while those are lighting, I want to give a shout out to Thyron. These are those gloves that Thyron gave me and I wanted his giveaway. Thyron over at T&T BBQ, shout out to you, brother. These things are nice. They fit perfect for me. I got short fingers, so those mediums worked out real well. I appreciate it. I'll put a link to his channel in the description box also. Go check him out if you get a chance. All right, we got a couple of chunks of oak in there. We're going to go ahead and top off as much lump charcoal as we can fit in there. Let's get her topped off. We're using that Goodwin lump charcoal, some of the best I found. One thing to be careful of when you're adding charcoal, make sure the damper door will still shut all the way. We'll give that a few minutes to get started. Let's go ahead. I had these vents open 6 turns for starting. I had the lid open. I had the damper wide open. The top 2 vents wide open. So let's go ahead and shut down the bottom vent. Closed, and then we'll open up a half, 1, 1.5, 2 turns. Same thing on this side. A half, 1.5, 2. Vents on top, same thing. Go ahead and shut them. There's a half, 1.5, 2. This one was already shut. I shut it before I moved the camera. Let's go a half, 1.5, 2. Yeah, we'll leave it right there. That's good for now. We're at 200 degrees. We're still coming on up, so let's get that damper shut. I've got it completely closed there. I'm going to bump it open to about the 11 o'clock position. We're just going to let her settle in and see where she comes out at. I'm going to go ahead and get the brisket out here and get it on, and we'll let it come on up to around somewhere between 225 and 250 is where we're going to run it, so we're almost there. Okay, we hit our target temp at 250. I got the brisket out here. Let me get it unwrapped out of the plastic wrap, and we'll toss her on. It's nice and cold out of the refrigerator. We're going to put it on, fat cap down. I think I'm going to turn it and put the thickest part toward the firebox. Doom, doom, doom. Good night. So there we have it. We got it on. We got all the vents at 2 turns open. We have the damper at about 11 o'clock. Now, I won't mess with the vent positions for the remainder of the cook. I'll do all of my temperature modifications for the smoke chamber by adjusting the damper door a little bit more open or a little bit more closed. I'll just watch the temperatures for the rest of the day, but usually with this thing set the way the manufacturer recommends, it'll hang right in there around 250 plus or minus 10 to 20 degrees. So there's not a lot of work to do in maintaining temps. We'll be back later to check on it. Right where we want to be. So it's all dialed in. Everything's lovely. We're just going to let her go for a few hours till we need to add some charcoal. Y'all stay tuned and we'll check in later. It's 3 o'clock now. So it's been 6.5 hours since we started the fire. The fire was burnt down to maybe an inch of coals remaining. So I went ahead and topped it off. Put the remainder of the bag in here. I got the door open. I opened up my lower vents to 4 or 5 turns each. The door open, damper shut to let the fire get caught up without all that coal dust getting in on my meat. As soon as the fire gets lit real good, I'm going to shut the vents back down to, since it's already good and warm, probably about 1.5 turns or 2 turns open. Open the damper up to 11 o'clock and shut the door and let her go. Okay, we're getting ready to pull the brisket. I think it's just about there, and you notice we're still at 255, 260. This thing just sit here and ran at 250, 260 all day long. No need to babysit it, no need to tend it. Let me Get in there and let's probe it one last time, just to make sure. Oh yeah, nice and soft. 199. It's probing 195 to 200 depending on where you stick it. So we're there. Let me go ahead and pull the brisket and get it over there. I'm going to go ahead and close down all the vents. Close the damper, bottom vents. All right, that's it. It'll sit there and the fire will go out. There it is, the finished product. Let me get it wrapped up real good, get it inside, let it rest for a while, and then we'll slice it and take a taste test. All right, let's see what we got. Slice is easy. Okay, I cheated. I got a little bite there. Smoke ring. Nice and moist. Cut a slice here. We'll go about competition thickness, about 1/4 inch thick. It bends without breaking. Pulls apart easy. All right, let's take a taste test. Take another look at that slice. You can see the moisture glistening on it. That is good. We decided to go Central Texas on this one, so instead of mesquite, we used oak. And instead of a heavily flavored seasoning, we just went with Sucklebuster's SPG salt, pepper, and garlic. So the flavor of the oak comes through real solid. The salt and pepper just always leaves the flavor of the meat is the star of the show. So there you have it, guys. Central Texas style brisket on the Goodwin Heritage Oven. We got a really good deal from South Texas Outdoor Kitchens on it. We want to thank Bob Stark's Meat Shop for supplying the meat for this cook. It was really good, nice prime brisket, lots of marbling in it, very tender, awesome brisket. So we hope y'all will tune in next time. Who knows what we'll be cooking. Until then, this is Randy with Rashley's Border Q saying adios.